What's up, everybody? We back with a new video, man. Hopefully everybody been doing great, been blessed. I've been MIA for a little while, had to take a little break, reset the brain, you know what I'm saying, and get things back in perspective and live life a little bit. And actually this topic that I got today is about that. So first and foremost, man, love y'all, love all the support, the views, the comments, the subscriptions, man. We steady moving up, so thank y'all. But if you ain't seen the title, the topic is, what is the meaning of life? What is life? What is it about? Why are we here? And this is something I quite often ask myself internally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do too, because to be so small on this big planet inside of this gigantic solar system in this galaxy, you really insignificant when it comes to that scale. So often, if you can relate, I ask myself, why am I here? What is my purpose? What is the meaning? And I'm gonna dive into what I see myself, what my life is, and the journey I took to get to this point. But yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of aware people think that or think of that. And some people, are aware and they have their purpose. They know what they're here for. And, that's a level that I'm gradually getting to, but I'm not there yet, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so the meaning of life, a lot of people say it's just to, live by the word of whoever their God is and get to whatever is after earth, the next level of existence. That's one way to look at it. And, if that's your purpose, that's your purpose. I respect that. Mine, when I ask myself that question, I'll go back to the beginning. I didn't know what my journey was. I didn't know who I was, or did I even deserve to have that revealed to me. Being younger, you don't really know. You just live in, if a person can explain to you a million times that this is this is that, but eventually you just have to experience it to figure it out on your own. Some people do, some people don't, but luckily I did. And at one point I was lost, didn't know, won't really caring or thinking about it, honestly, just being young and out here in the streets, living life, doing whatever. But as I got older, I started asking these questions more and more and looking for a purpose, and going through trials and tribulations and questioning, is this supposed to happen, or is this happening for a bigger reason, or am I being punished for certain things from my past? And all of that intertwined into my questioning and my path that I ended up on today. So I get older, I see, and I'm like, I'm not doing as much as I used to when I was young. I'm a lot more still. I'm calm. I'm thinking before I act, and I process stuff a lot better than I did when I was younger. So things do get clear to me, and I look at life different. I'm not saying I didn't cherish life back then when I was younger, but I think it was just like a young mindset thinking that life lasts forever when it don't. And I think that's something that a lot of younger people think, that, oh man, I'm young, I can't, I got plenty of time to do this, I got plenty of time to do that. But in reality, you really don't, because tomorrow's not even promised. And once you get that in your mind and understand that that's the real reality, and you're supposed to just cherish every day, you'll be a lot more motivated to get stuff done. You'll be more in tune to what's going on around you, and the people that really love you, you will love them for loving you, and you will show the same love, like every moment counts type of thing. So me being able to sit and think and not do as much as I used to. I look at life like that. So I feel like the meaning of it for my life is, I would say it's definitely an experience. It's a gift first. It's an experience too. And based on your decisions, my decisions, you know, I can either live a harsh life, a decent life, or a great life. It's all about decisions. But those titles vary from person to person. A great life to somebody might mean I got $1 million. A great life to somebody else means I got a wife and kids. A great life to somebody else could mean I just got peace. I don't need any of that stuff. I just got peace. I'm not hateful. I'm just out here, you know, enjoying life. And that's more so where I'm at as far as the peace and being, you know, okay with, you know, having the ups and downs and learning from my pain and my failures. That I get a challenge, I get a rush from that, because that is life to me, the trials and tribulations. If you're not, quote unquote, going outside and experiencing things, and you just content with sitting in the box, you're not really living. And you, in my opinion, giving your life no definition and no meaning. You're just here existing. And I mean, if you want to do that, that's okay. But like I said, it's just my opinion. If you're blessed with breathing and being here on this planet when there's millions and billions of other people that didn't even get to live, to, you know, you got children that didn't make it, you know, younger people that didn't make it, and, you know, people that could be your age that didn't make it, and they could have wanted to live. They had visions and goals and ambitions and still didn't get to make it as far as you did. So I look at that and I'm like, I'm still here. I'm gifted. I'm blessed, and I'm thankful. So I just, you know, I take every situation, whether negative or positive, and I try my best. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I fall victim to it like everybody else and get frustrated, upset, whatever. But for the most part, I try to take, like I said, I take that time and think and reflect and understand that this life is a gift. No matter how harsh it is, this harsh moment could turn into something. It's a learning lesson for one, and it could turn into something greater down the line for me. And so I keep that mindset and push through the rain and the negativity. And once you get through it, it's like, I don't know, it's like a euphoria type feeling for me to know that I made it through that, because that is life. Life is a test. You know, we not all born with golden spoons in our mouths and mansions and things like that. And, you know, I'm just speaking for myself, but I'm grateful. And when I make it out that storm, I learn from it, and I'm, you know, I'm just thankful, period. So my meaning of life is just enjoying it, being thankful for it, being a great dad, and, you know, achieving goals that I want to achieve, and not blame anybody or let anything stop me or get in my way from achieving goals that I want to do, and still be able to handle my business on the side. You know, I can multitask. I'm not out here blaming people because, you know, somebody is doing better than me. You know, I'm happy with what I got, and what I have makes me motivated to just keep pushing and to do more, because years before this I had less, you know. So I can see the progress in my life and know that this life that I'm living has meaning to it. You know, I don't wake up sad. I don't go to bed sad or angry. I go to bed thankful. I wake up thankful, and I continue to do that each and every day. And, you know, some of my secrets that I do, you know, I have they call them affirmations or whatever, sayings that you can say to yourself throughout the day. And I do, and it helps. You know, at first I thought it was like, I ain't gonna say it was dumb, but I was like, why am I saying this to myself? Like, you know, some people say they look in the mirror and they speak life into themselves. That's what I'm talking about. And if you do that and it becomes part of your routine, you'll feel a lot better. Because I do it and I can see a difference in like what happened to me versus me being negative or upset, not want to talk to nobody, just on that wrong type of vibration. So I do that, and I pray to my creator and all day, every day. And then you have the obstacles in life, like people that try to trauma dump or bring negativity around, or want to talk negative about people, or want to just like invade your positivity. And that happens. It's going to happen regardless of who you are. People going to try, they may do it and not know they're doing it, and there's some people that do it on purpose. But yeah, when that happens to me, I'm more so, it's like it just rolls off the skin. I don't entertain it. I may have a bad day at work, or something is trying to test me to get me angry to have a bad day at work, and I brush it off, man. I don't have time to walk around here and be angry. I don't have time to walk around hating somebody. I don't have time to be just that type of person to try to pull somebody down. I'm more so focused on me and myself being positive, and then affecting the people around me and having them be positive too. And it's a struggle, and it is not easy. Like I said, I got my flaws, but that's the goal. And like I said, I'm still in training for that. Life is just on the job training, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a parent. You might have, you might know of the job or seen somebody else do it before, but until you do it, you have to experience things. And that's what life is to me, on the job training, and it's an experience. And then possibly this on the job training that we have, based on how we perform, when we're done with this job, we may get promoted. And I don't know what that promotion is, but I'm not doing it just to get promoted. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do, and we all are born with a conscience, and most of us know the difference between right and wrong, and that feeling that you have when you do something wrong versus the feeling you have when you do something right. And it don't matter what religion or what you believe in, you have that feeling. Most of us do. And that is just our moral compass in us to know what we supposed to be doing and what we not supposed to be doing. So once I, lock in on that and trust myself and do the right thing, I know that when my time is up on this, situation, whatever happens after that, I'll be happy, because I know that my meaning of life had meaning. My life had meaning, and the people around me will know that, I was happy, I was doing the right thing, and I achieved things that I wanted to achieve, and I'm not saying you can hit every goal. You can go out there and get it. I'm not saying you can't, but even if you don't, as long as you out here living your life to the fullest and doing what's right out here, then I salute that. But the meaning of life, that's my meaning. That was my meaning of life. What's your meaning of life? What do you think the meaning of life really is? I really, to be honest, there's no one right answer if you really ask it. Because out of the 7 billion people on this planet, and then in this solar system that we in, we don't know what's out there. I don't know, and I honestly, I don't really go off of what they say, but I know that, yeah, we were created. But if the solar system is as big as they say it is, we can't be the only ones living, so just think about how small we are, and like the gift that we have in this big vast solar system, and it blows my mind sometimes when I think about it, because it's just something I had learned. They were like, it's more stars in the sky than it is sand on the planet. And that's crazy when you think about it, because you got deserts, beaches, your backyard, your front yard. Like that, it blows my mind. But anyway, yeah, so what do you guys think? What is the meaning of life to you guys? What do you think? What things have you went through, or have you went through anything to make you, you know, quote unquote, wake up and realize, hey, the clock's ticking, or, you know, I need to get my stuff together? Did you get hit with a roadblock to make you lock in and do what you need to do? Or was it just one day you woke up out of bed and something just spoke to you, you know? But yeah, man, I know it's a little deep topic, but it is what it is, and it's real. And I just wanted to share with you guys, you know, exactly where I was coming from and the path that I'm on. And, you know, as far as this YouTube thing, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with it. But, you know, this section, this playlist, I really speak from the heart and I speak from the mind. I don't have more so like a script or anything I'm going off of. And, you know, like the Let's Talk About It section, I do a lot of research and I read, and I have points and bulletins I can read off of and things like that. But this right here is more so just strictly off the head, where this is a life experience. I don't need anything written down just to talk to you like we sitting having a real conversation one-on-one. This is real deal talk. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you can share with me your experience, because I'm open to it, man. And that's how we learn from each other. And, you know, I definitely want to keep doing stuff like this, you know, topics like this, and I will. But with that being said, man, I'm going to end it right there. And hopefully you guys are staying motivated and staying focused, because I am. And I'll be back sooner than later. Peace out.